It was terrifying. The boys had to be rescued by the police as bottles and eggs rained down on them. Mohammed Hijab then threatened a police officer that he'd kill the boy's dog if he saw it again.
However, when those Zionists came in with their dogs, that was an act of provocation. So what we're saying now, and I'm making it very clear so everyone understands, if those dogs come close to us again, we will see it as an act of aggression, and we will kill those dogs. We'll put them down.
Hijab and Dawa then led the crowd to Speaker's Corner, and as the mob marched through London streets, screaming, "We'll find some Jews, we want their blood," the police did nothing. Let that sink in. They're calling for our literal blood, and the police are just strolling alongside them.
We'll find some Jews there. We want the Zionists, we want the blood.
Holy crap. Okay, YouTube, I do not agree with anything that is being said here. This is educational purposes. This is what I'm showing to people. I denounce all of what is being said here. God damn it, man.
This is the night.
This is London, people. This is London. I did not ever imagine being, when I was a kid, as a kid, we used to travel to the UK quite a lot. My parents took me traveling a lot. I never thought I would see the date for this to happen. Like as a kid, when we went from Iran to London as tourists, that's something, the image, the memories I have of all those trips to London, this is so, like, if you showed me London today with these things happening there, I would be like, no, there's no way. There's no way. There's no way.
This is the night anti-Jewish edition.
A couple of hours later, we were violently assaulted leaving a kosher restaurant in an anti-Semitic attack. I hate to say this, but I'm not sure there's a future for Jews in this country. We're being attacked on the streets by extremists, and the police do nothing.
Zionism confirmed. This is why you need Israel. There's no place that you could, if it's safe for Jews now, it can be not safe for Jews tomorrow. Okay, the level of anti-Jewish hatred in the world is so deep-rooted that it could just turn on you like that. I mean, go back before World War II and ask the Jews in Germany how safe they felt in Germany. It was one of the best places in the world to be a Jew, but then it just turned on them like that. This is why every time these people come into the streets and they're like, we're looking for Jews and blah, 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 they're basically confirming Zionism. This is why you need a country where Jewish people could always go to and feel safe there. They're holding the flag of Palestine, but what they're doing is they're confirming Zionism.
The difference between us and them is that for them, they think life begins. For us, we believe that death begins. We believe that life begins at death. We don't care about death. We love death. And if you think that our people in Palestine or across the Arab and Muslim world will let go of the struggle and our sacred places like Al-Aqsa, you are grossly mistaken. You'll never, ever, and I say this to Netanyahu, I say this to all of the powers, we will never allow you to put your gross hands on Masjid Al-Aqsa. It will never happen.
After a pro-Palestinian convoy drove...
People are talking about how sick this death culture is, and we've made a show about that. Go watch, like when he says, we love death. I'm not going to go into the detail of what that means and why that is significant that he says that, but we made a stream recently called Islam's Death Culture. Make sure you go watch that stream. The full name is Islam's Death Culture, a challenge for Israel and the world. So make sure you go watch that, because we go into so much detail over there and we show you the scripture that confirms this and what does this mean for the world. So make sure you watch that. But let's continue this one.
After a pro-Palestinian convoy drove through a Jewish neighborhood threatening to rape Jewish women and children, this odious pair drove to that same neighborhood, Golders Green, broadcasting inflammatory messages on the side of a lorry.
Okay, let's go to the next video. Again, guys, this is all in the UK. Again, I know I keep repeating myself, but I just can't. It's just so beyond belief for me. And I think a lot of people in the UK, especially in London, have been, because this has been slowly happening to them, they don't have that sense of disbelief. It's kind of like that frog that in hot water, that is not noticing that the water is getting hotter and hotter until it's too late and it has turned into soup, to frog soup. But I think from an outsider, having gone to the UK with years in between, like I don't live in the UK, so when you leave it and then come back, because I went back like recently, and you notice that the change in between, I think for the outsiders is a bigger shock than the people who are living there, and the change is more gradual for them. You know, like I don't know, maybe for you it's a shock as well if you live in the UK, but just tell me. Okay, so this might seem very insignificant, but I will tell you why this is significant, okay? Because I just showed you Muslims in the streets looking for Jews and trying to hunt them down. You might think like, okay, this is just seems mildly inconvenient. So why is this a big deal? I'll tell you why it's a big deal. So let's watch it. I'm not going to play the audio because it has music. So you can see the bus driver is praying. And the bus is just stopping. And the passengers is just waiting outside, waiting for him to his prayer to stop. Just everyone's just waiting. Okay. So this is beyond mild inconvenience, because this shows a standard, because this would not be accepted from other people. You have to be a Muslim for this to be accepted for you. You have to be doing something Islamic for this to be accepted to you. Other people, if they do pull something off like this, they will lose their job. They will complain, they will file a complaint, and this will not be accepted. The fact that this is tolerated as cultural enrichment or any sort of mumbo jumbo like that, this shows the level of privileges that Muslims have, and also is also representative of a trend in the UK where you're seeing more and more stuff like this. So it's a demonstration of that. Like, why does this person has the sense of confidence that he could do this and nothing will happen to him? Because he's Muslim, because this is an Islamic culture, because nobody would dare, because it's I mean, maybe some people would dare, but he's confident enough to think like, yeah, I can do this and nobody can do anything about it, right? It just shows the sense of entitlement and the religious privilege that people have that other people don't get to enjoy.